Man, oh fucking man, am I battling every fucking thing that could possibly go wrong. So as you saw, we got the car running, it was idling beautifully. It's got a real nice lopey idle now, which is friggin' awesome. Aircon was working, it was pretty much ready to drive, everything was looking good. Then we shut it off. Before we went and got lunch, we looked underneath and there was a puddle of oil, like near the back, like kind of where the power steering rack is. And after smelling it and looking at it, it's not power steering fluid. And then after tracing it, you know, we got Ben's endoscope, we looked up there. It was really confusing, but it looks like, well, we've basically confirmed after pulling half the turbo apart, that the oil is not draining properly. And that is because the turbo is too tilted. So seriously, you couldn't even write about this. Like every single thing, every stupid little thing that's gone wrong has fucking gone wrong. So I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So as you can see, the turbo, it's on a bit of an angle. It's about 22 degrees. So as you can see, I've kind of tilted it so we can have a better dump pipe exit angle. But it's obviously too much. Now I've read the Garrett FAQ about this, and they say no more than 15 degrees, and we're 5 to 7 degrees more. So basically the oil, as you can see, the line of the drain comes out that way, where it really wants to come that way, plumb down. So that is a major fucking problem. We're basically getting oil coming out the back of the seal. I'll show you later when I pull it off, where the core connects to the turbine housing. There's also a little bit coming through the seal for the where the compressor housing mates on. So I'm going to have to pull the turbo off, pull the up pipe off, and then basically angle the turbo T3 flange up a little bit on the up pipe. It did cross my mind when I built it, but I was like, you know what, it's still going straight down in the, I guess the y-axis as you're looking through the turbo, but it's obviously not good enough. So it's kind of an oversight on my part. Pretty disappointing because it's already been ceramic coated, as you've seen. Hopefully I'll get away with minimal disturbance to the existing ceramic coating, then I'll just give the area I've done a quick bead blast and spray the shit out of it with some VHT flameproof. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So I'm gonna have to pull this turbo off. Literally like 1 step forward, 3 steps back. But in saying so, after that it will be ready. Actually, should be ready, but we'll see. And then obviously I've got to redo the dump, which might be a pain in the ass, it might be easy, and I'll probably have to cut this again and re-weld that at a different angle by the time the turbo kind of tilts forward. So yeah, major pain in the ass, but you live and you learn when you're doing custom shit like this. Alright, so here we go guys, you can see in here hopefully. Well, for starters here you can see this is the core. You can see the oil residue down the bottom of that seal there. So that is not good. Put that there. So, you can see where it's basically obviously pulling up against the back of the core, and it's going out past this mechanical seal here. So this is not actually a seal to stop oil. Well, it is to a degree, but it relies on pressure differentials and deltas and equalization across the turbo, and also it relies on the oil getting away and not pulling up against the back of the core. So that is where the oil was coming from. You have to take this off, take the dump off, and then basically cut that off and then stand it up a little bit, and hopefully we can make it work with all the things that are kind of holding it to where it needs to fit. So kind of like, the compressor housing needs to fit in here basically. Still need to get to the oil drain. I might have to make that longer anyway. And I also don't want to have the dump too much of a sharp angle, but. Alright, so 4 hours have elapsed and this is where I'm at. It's pretty fucking annoying, but you know, I think I've got it to sit perfectly. So it's basically about a 22 degree bend, and then a bit of probably 30 mil straight pipe with probably 3 degree angle on one end. Just I've got about 3 to 5 degrees slope back still. Just it really needed it just for the fitment, especially in between the manifold and the brake master here. So now it's closer to here, I'm going to have to also heat shield this and probably heat shield this as well, which is, you know, it's not that big a deal. It's just more extra stuff I've got to do before it's finished. So now I'm going to chuck the turbo on here and see how it looks after I've put a few tacks around, and then I can take it off and fully weld it. Pretty close. I'm going to have to do a little bit more tweaking of this 90 degree that comes off the compressor housing, which is going to be a pain because it took me quite a while to get this bit of pipe perfect to match the other one. So at least today I'll get the up pipe done, I'll get that all sprayed, and then I'll worry about probably the dump pipe next, and then last thing I'll have to change the compressor housing. And I'm going to end up spraying this wrinkle black like this manifold too, so. Alright, stage 1 complete. So this is all I got time for today. So as you can see, you wouldn't really know that it's been touched, except if you've been watching this video obviously. So I've just hit this up with some VHT flame-proof flat black ceramic coat. Given it about 4 or 5 layers. Hopefully it's thick enough and it will stay as durable as the professionally one I got done by Comp Coating. As you saw, I pretty much got away with, you know, only having to do this part anyway, but it's kind of like the hottest part coming up, so hopefully it holds up. It's good on the rest of the exhaust, I've used it many times before. But anyway, I'm going to let this dry overnight, and then I'll probably be back tomorrow arvo after work, because today is Sunday. I'll chuck this back in, get the turbo sitting in there, and then I guess I might start on the dump pipe, and you know, that's probably going to be another 4 or 5 hours by the time I fuck around with that. So anyway, I'll see you like that. Yeah, alright, so dump pipe is done, skis. Got a weld horn on there. So anyway, I'm going to go give that a quick hit with the bead blaster, a few coats of ceramic paint, hang it up, let it dry, and next time I come back here I'll put the heat wrap back on and put this back in the car. Then it is only this bad boy. Got to basically weld that back on there somehow, and hopefully meet up to my hot side pipe, because that took me long enough to make, so I don't want to remake it. And it's painted. So, alright guys, dump is done. Let me hang this up somewhere. Oh my god, this is hard one-handed. There we go. I am fucking knackered. I've been going since 5 o'clock this morning. It is now 8:30 in the evening. I'm going home. It's done. Alright guys, another week has passed, but it is done. Everything is bolted back together. As you can see, compressor housing painted. I have re-welded that elbow as I was showing you before. Turbo's all mounted up, lines are all on, dump pipe is done, bolted on, wastegate, screamer, all the lines. So the only thing left to do now is start it back up and see how she runs. Alright, so running. So it obviously needs a lot of tuning. So Ben is coming tomorrow, and we're going to go and do some, hopefully, street tuning and get this thing drivable. So I'm hoping, if all goes well, and I can get the Saturday free, I might go and hopefully get this blue slip and get on the road so we can, you know, break it in some more and check it out.